Welcome everyone and thank you so much for joining in. On my yesterday's video, we did manage to get above 2000 likes. So please let the like spike going on because the price of Bitcoin and also the amount of like what we get in the videos are positively correlated, guys. So if you want the price of Bitcoin to go higher, then destroy that like button. So now starting this here in a daily time frame, yesterday I showed you this one very interesting scenario that played out here in past Bitcoin price action. And that's why we said, hey, we have to be a bit careful. Even though this was a very nice descending broadening wedge, the price was unable to break out of this upper line area, and after that a bigger pullback followed, right? And now if we look at this price structure, the current price action of Bitcoin, you can see we could be forming another descending broadening wedge type of scenario. So that's why I made it very clear on my yesterday's video. If the price of Bitcoin wants to show any sort of actual movement here to the upside, then the upper line resistance must be flipped into support, because according to the descending broadening wedge example, as you can see, once the price is able to break the resistance and flip it into support, we start a new trend here to the upper direction. And that's why in our case, the price of Bitcoin around this 50,500, this resistance line must be broken at any cost. And why this is so important for us is because we don't want the price of Bitcoin to see another rejection around that price range and then see a pullback just like here from past Bitcoin price action. So that's why for us, this resistance around 50,500 must be broken at any cost. And not just only because of this descending broadening wedge. Let me also show you this one example. So guys, now if we look at this falling wedge scenario in a daily time frame, the price of Bitcoin is below the support line. In the past Bitcoin price action, for an actual breakout, we always flip the resistance into support and then started this new trend here as well. But in our case, we can see the price of Bitcoin was not able to break out of the resistance line and also broke the support from this falling wedge. So what does this actually mean? The same line which previously acted as a support is acting as a resistance, and you can see that very clearly. So that's why we want the price of Bitcoin at any cost to break this resistance around this 50,500 and flip it into support, because breaking the resistance around this 50,500 will also indicate we will be breaking the resistance from this Williams alligator indicator as well, because the lower band here is sitting around 49,000 and the central band is sitting around 50,300 price range. So that's why we want the resistance to be broken at any cost. And not just only the resistance from the falling wedge, or also the upper line area of this descending broadening wedge. Let me also show you with a different example why this resistance must be broken at any cost. So guys, now what we are going to do, we are going to follow this price movement in a very simple way. With each and every impulsive movement and with each and every corrective price movement, you can see the way the trend has been developed here, right? But what you have to also look is the breakout point. Whenever we saw a breakout type of scenario playing out, the price actually broke the resistance from this descending channel, because the lower line was a strong line of support, upper line was a strong line of resistance. Once we broke out of it, then we started this new move here to the upward direction. And also here, this was also more like a descending channel breakout type of scenario. You can see the upper line was a strong line of resistance and the lower line was a strong line of support. Resistance, plenty of time, right? But once we were able to break out of it, we started this new move here to the upper direction. And what I'm actually trying to show you here is the exact scenario that could be also playing out in our case. So if this is going to be another descending channel breakout type of scenario for Bitcoin, then we can see this resistance line, the upper line area from this descending channel, which is around 50,500, must be broken at any cost. Because if we do break the resistance around this range, right, and flip it into support, then we will be also above this Williams alligator indicator. Price will also jump above the lower line area of this falling wedge and also the upper line area from the descending broadening wedge, and that will indicate a very bullish scenario for Bitcoin. But will the price of Bitcoin actually break out of this resistance line? Because we are aware, if you simply add the CPR line and look at the price action of Bitcoin, you can see, guys, without doing anything, the price of Bitcoin is getting another rejection around this monthly S1 line, sitting exactly at this 50,500 range. So now we can see a lot of confluence around this 50,500 range. So that's why, guys, the price of Bitcoin must break this resistance line if we want to see any sort of a impulsive movement playing out. But if we do, like, let's suppose, see some movement around this price range and get a rejection, price not able to break out of this lower line area of the falling wedge, Williams alligator indicator, and at the same time the upper line area of this broadening wedge, what could happen in that case if we get a rejection? Let me show you that. So if you are aware, guys, I talked about this bull trap scenario that played out here in past Bitcoin price action once, twice, and we said, hey, we have to be careful because this exact scenario could be also playing out right now in front of our eyes. So that's why, if we don't want this exact scenario to happen, impulsive movement, another bigger corrective movement, impulsive movement, another bigger corrective movement. So right now, as you can see, after this impulsive movement, if we do see some sort of a dead cat bounce type of scenario, right, then we have to be careful. The price should not get rejection around this 50,000 range, because getting rejection around the 50,000 could indicate another sell off type of scenario which played out here in past Bitcoin price action. You can see here, when we had this breakout, we had this relief rally type of scenario before price continued this rally here to the downward direction. Another similar scenario also unfolded here. You can see pullback, a relief rally, and then another bigger price pullback. So that's why we don't want this scenario to play out. So that is the reason why I'm actually telling you the price, if it wants to show any sort of impulsive movement, the resistance around this 50,500 must be broken at any cost. And not just only because of this one here, the bull trap type of scenario, but also if you add this bump and run reversal scenario here. So also, before I jump into the chart, guys, if you haven't liked and subscribed to this channel yet, then please do right now, because I said you, the price of Bitcoin and also the amount of like and subscriber what we get in this video is positively correlated. So if you want the price of Bitcoin to go higher, then destroy that like button. And for those individuals who is still not subscribed to this channel, do it right now. So in a 4-hour time frame yesterday, I showed you this one scenario, which was actually pointing out more of a bump and run reversal pattern, because this falling trend line was a strong line of resistance, and right now you can see where we are finding difficult to break is also the falling trend line. So that's why, guys, if the price of Bitcoin here in a smaller time frame want to see any sort of a movement towards this 50,500 range, right, the previous high area around this range, and also the 52,000 area, then we must break the resistance line, the falling trend line, at any cost. Because you can see, according to the successful bump and run reversal and the failure bump and run reversal, breaking the resistance line, we usually see a retest, and if the support is going to be there, this trend will continue here to the upside. But the fake out, what I just showed you here, right, a breakout type of scenario before price again showing this downtrend. If this exact scenario is also going to play out here after price breaking out of this resistance line, right, approaching around this 50,500, we don't want this to be a rejection, because if we see rejection, then this trend here could again continue to the downside, just like I showed here in an example. If you look at this failure bump and run reversal pattern, because in that case price sees a breakout but again sees a pullback because we don't get support from this falling trend line, and then continue this rally here to the downward direction. So these are some of the interesting scenario I thought sharing with you in today's episode. If you enjoyed my work, then come on, hit the like button, and for those individuals watching this for the first time, hit that subscribe button and the bell. And also, before I conclude this video, guys, I just want to give a quick shout out on my friend Chris from mmcrypto and Cryptomo on their project VLaunch. This project is one of the most hype project in this crypto space right now, which will be launching. The website is going to be live today, guys. So this is a very exciting news. And also, you might be wondering, why is Anup promoting this in his channel? Because I never do this kind of stuff. The reason I've already said you on my past video when I did about this VLaunch, this project is completely self-funded. Team token, advisor tokens are locked for 1 year. The only token that will be available in the market is airdrop, and with the airdrop token you can actually get an IDO allocation. So this is a win-win for everyone. So if you are still not part of this community, do it right now. So guys, this is it for today. Until next time, bye bye.